This is my dog Tiny, one of my 5 dogs and 5 cats. He was 6 years old when I adopted him, and now he is 20 years old, still living in a loving home. Had I not adopted him, where would he be now? Would he even be alive still? The sad truth is he may not. Have you ever wondered why pet adoption is so important? It's not just about owning an animal, it's about saving a life. I want to tell you why you should adopt or foster an animal in your community. My name is Lindsay and I have extensively researched the topic of adopting and fostering animals. As mentioned before, I own multiple pets that were first given to an animal shelter before I adopted them. I want you to know why adopting or fostering a pet is beneficial to the animals, our society, and you. Adopting a pet is better than buying a pet from a pet store because it supports the humane ways of treating animals. If you buy a dog from a pet store, you're unfortunately supporting puppy mills, which according to the Humane Society are factory-style dog breeding facilities that put profit above the welfare of the dogs. There are also kitten mills that commit the same kind of brutality on cats. The dogs and cats that are used to breed and housed in cages with little to no physical and social activity, and after they're bred enough times, they are killed, abandoned, or sold because they are considered useless. By adopting or fostering a pet, you are helping to decrease the need of pet stores selling pets. Adoption ensures that you support animals in need in your community. Why is it important for you to adopt or foster a pet? Because they will improve the lives of animals, society, and you. As you already heard, adopting or fostering a pet will save lives. Animals usually end up in shelters not because of something they did, but because of people reasons, such as a divorce, a move, or financial reasons. Adopting an animal gives them a second chance at life. When you adopt an animal, you are actually saving 2 lives. The one that you adopt and the second one that takes the animal's place in the shelter that would otherwise have been left to survive in the streets. Your adoption will reduce the number of millions of dogs and cats that are euthanized or put down annually in the United States. According to Best Friends Animal Society, they house the nation's largest no-kill animal sanctuary, housing approximately 1,700 animals. All of these animals are raised until they are ready for adoption. There are many shelters like this one scattered throughout the country, but most people do not pay attention to them. I and several of my friends who own pets from shelters and have loved them very much. This is how it has worked in the past. Also, did you know that many of the animals in the shelters are full-breed pets that people do not have time to spend with their pet or train them? Some of the excuses I have heard in relation to why someone cannot help a shelter animal is because I have been so many pets that I just don't have the energy to adopt another. There's absolutely no way I can afford the pet and its treatments. I won't find what I'm looking for in a shelter. I just don't see how a pet will benefit me. There are multiple ways that you can help these animals, even if you're not able to commit to adoption. Animal shelters always need donations of supplies, of people's times. According to Best Friends Animal Society, adoption fees range from $75 to $250. This is nowhere near what shelters spend on these animals, from food, bedding, vet care, and other supplies needed. When you adopt an animal, your animal is already going to be updated on vaccines and fixed so that you will not have these expensive. So any adoption donations really do help these organizations. I am sure those of you who use social media have seen on someone's birthday, they are asking for donations for a certain organization. I ask that you think of this as a way of helping in the future. Even Amazon will send a portion of your purchase to an organization of your choice if you order from Amazon Smile. I have done this and have made several donations to my local shelter through this program, just by buying supplies that I would already be buying. Shelters also need volunteers to help with the animals' care, socialization, and even the adoption events. Maybe you cannot afford to own an animal on your own, but seek the companionship of animals. Did you know that by fostering pets, you are caring for the animal? Those who foster animals are not expected to pay for all the treatments and supplies that goes into caring for the animal. But even though you can spend time with them, personal care around the clock, like wounded animals or newborns that need bottle fed. There are also a larger variety of pets to be found in a shelter than in a pet store. So it is easier to find one that matches your care level and personality through a shelter. According to Helping Hands Humane Society Incorporated, approximately 25% of all dogs and cats in animal shelters are purebred, that someone did not take the time to give the care that the breed needed. Another thing is to keep in mind that in shelters, most of the adult pets are already house trained, but may have a few accidents starting out in a new environment. Adult pets are generally past the hyper stage, and with dogs generally past the chewing on everything stage. If you have ever wanted to know how caring for an animal would benefit you, the best way is to start by volunteering. Caring for an animal can provide a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Animal companionship eases loneliness and isolation. Studies have also shown that animals make people happier. According to the Humane Society, studies have shown that being around domesticated animals lowers blood pressure and cholesterol. Dog walking, pet grooming, and even petting are all forms of physical exercises that strengthen the heart, improve circulation, and may slow the loss of bone tissue. The lives of animals and you both benefit from adopting or fostering a pet. I want you to visualize something You find a dog out in the street. He is trotting along, looking for the house he calls home. He has the most pitiful face and is very skinny. Then you see an animal shelter truck pass by. They would stop if they could, but they don't have enough room in their shelter. You go up to the dog. You try to find his tags, but it seems he has lost them. That means that hundreds of people could have seen this dog, but no one has been able to help it. As you look around, you see dozens of people, all unable or unwilling to help him. You have had enough. You pick up the helpless animal and decide to take him home. You put lost dog advertisement in your local newspaper and put up some posters, but no one ever claims him. Meanwhile, you have grown to love him and decide to adopt him. You get him screened, neutered, and vaccinated by the local shelter. All the volunteers there admire your initiative. The adoption process is a success, and you love the dog as you both age. The dog is incredibly happy and will always love you unconditionally. In conclusion, adopting or fostering a pet is a great way to help the pet, your community, and yourself have a better outcome in life. I strongly encourage you all to think about adopting, fostering, donating time, money, or supplies to your local shelter to help those poor innocent animals in need. They didn't ask to be abandoned. I personally will continue to care for my dog Tiny, as well as put my time and effort into caring for animals in need in my community. So the question is, will you be the one to just walk by a mistreated animal, or will you be the one who does something about it?